Welcome back to CCRPG. We are picking back up just after the DBC crew just watched an official announcement by Let Teak, First Minister of the state of Cygnus State, and an announcement that Corsac was being granted emergency powers to deal with recent rises in Outer Rim hostility and interruptions in trade and peace. They denounce these brutal attacks and this senseless violence. So their response is to fully arm another branch of Corsac and give them special immunity powers to do whatever they think they need to do to make things more secure. We found out that the newly promoted Inquest Admiral of this new fleet, Frank Winchester, is the estranged father of our pilot, Rock. And as are the rest of our pilots, all kind of mull things over in the aftermath of this big, very odd announcement, very concerning, ultimately, and Curry seems upset by the news. Torsay seems surprised by recent revelations. We pick back up with our pilots just afterwards. Where are you and what are you doing?
Picking my jaw off the floor. And yeah, I don't know, gang. What do you think is our next move here?
Well, my first thought is to run.
Where to?
Yeah, I hadn't gotten that far.
You gotta say, I mean, we don't got a lot of places.
I mean,
They have been looking into the Noblesse affair. They might have.
Maybe. Well, let's start with this. Who knows we did this job? Let's start with that.
Well, we won't know that until I hear back.
Listen, we're down two mechs here. We need to. We could get back to AO Station and still feel like that's safe there. We can make the repairs and perhaps refabricate some of our mechs.
How long did it take for Jacob to say he was going to fuel us, get us what we needed?
Oh, yeah, that was just going to be a few days.
Okay. All right, so once we get refueled, we'll head over to AO Station, and we have to go talk to Ren anyways. Pretty sure Ren's going to want to talk to us.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if they
Most
know
likely.
what happened, I
Sure,
guess
they
I don't
have
know.
a lot to say.
Might even be able to give some advice.
Oh, God, this is a headache.
What about Astral Uprising? We can contact
about 'em?
them. Oh, they have a
You
capital
want to go
ship
serve
now.
on a capital ship now?
I'm just saying, if we need protection.
Yeah, I
Well,
guess we'll
hold
have to
on.
wait and see.
No one knows we were involved yet, right? Like, you all
That's
told
right.
me when you got back, like, we cleaned up real good, and I made sure the DBC wasn't detected while we were there. So, I mean, unless the Astro Uprising gives us away, who else even knows we were there?
That's what I was asking. Like, did we tell anyone else we did this job?
No, we did not.
I mean, I may have alluded to Nora we had a gig, but I didn't say what the gig was for.
It's fine. I have always just been one to plan for the worst. It's kind of how I've stayed alive as long as I have. I think and I hope that they don't know it's us, and we can continue doing what we do, I guess. But I want to be sure, and until we hear back,
I think
we have
for
someone
right,
looking into it at least.
I think for right now, the best play is to stay here, and if we sense that things are going for the worst, we can leave. We need more information before we can move.
Well, listen, we have to at least stay a couple days here. I didn't tell you yet, but I got a communication from Melissa Honora. She seems to know I'm on station here on planet, or on Moot, and we're going to meet, and I'm gonna see what she knows.
What? Why would you be meeting with her right now?
Well, I figure it's more dangerous not to get a sense of what she's up to than to avoid her altogether.
Wait, does she somehow know what we did?
I don't think so, but I would like to ascertain if she does. That's why I'm meeting her. She contacted me. She left a note under my drink.
She left you a note? What kind of note?
You went drinking?
Yeah, just hit a few bars.
But why even contact her? She hates us, right? Did she just leave you a note like, "Hey, I hate you. Want to meet up?" What?
Well, what did the note say again?
It just had a B on it, right?
No.
It said something.
Yep.
It said, can you remind me?
It said, "I know where you've been."
I know where you've been. Yeah, okay. It says, "I know where you've been." But, that could mean anything.
Astro, you need to go to this meeting, and you need to figure out if she knows or not. And if she does, and maybe even if she doesn't, I'm going to have to snipe her on her way out of the restaurant.
Yeah, I need to figure out exactly what she meant by that. She might be just trying to rattle me. So either way, that's in a couple of days. We're meeting at this.
We're in the cockpit, right?
Yes.
Place. Yeah.
Okay. I step out of the cockpit for a second. You can keep going.
Say, in the meantime, I went to Tor to see if he could get me any information on that experimental tech that we saw from the mech down near the generators. The fact that it self-destructed itself, completely destroying it, is suspicious, and I kind of want to know what is in it. Maybe we could use it for ourselves.
Why do we need a mech that will disintegrate itself?
I'm not too worried about the self-destruct mechanism so much as the plasma rifle and the teleport technology.
Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad thing to have that in our back pocket.
Yeah, I agree.
I come back in with a very long-barreled rifle. All right, where are you meeting and when is it happening?
5 minutes ago, across the city. No way.
Where did that come from?
Torsay looks surprised and goes, "Whoa, you'll get us kicked off the planet."
Yeah, I don't want to.
I mean,
getting kicked off the planet's a lot better than having Corsac find out where we've been.
Yeah, okay, fair. You're probably right. But if we can't come back here, what about all the contacts and money we have here?
Well, we take the money and run, and our contacts will just have to talk to us not face-to-face.
All the same, maybe you could bring a less conspicuous weapon with you.
Oh, I'm not going to be anywhere close. And there's a good chance that, we won't get kicked off because no one will know.
Torsay just sighs and turns back to her station.
All right, well, I'm meeting her at this public diner here. I'll give you some sort of address. This will be in a couple days, 2 days, let's say.
Oh, 2 days. All right.
I tried contacting her when all this stuff was going down earlier, but she was not available.
I wonder why.
I grabbed like a couple MREs and like some drink pouches. All right, well, I'm going to be camped out and as still as possible for 2 days in a spot I can find here. So if you can just let me know what she knows when she's leaving the building. And I've seen her before, right? On a video screen.
You met her in person before.
Did I meet her in person?
You were there when the inconspicuous young girl handed Astro a CD to listen to.
That's right. I forgot that was her. I thought it was just someone else. Yeah. Okay. Then yeah.
I'll say. Wait, you're going now?
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna, snipe someone, you really want to be in position as long as possible so that it's not conspicuous. And not looking forward to sitting there for 2 days, but
I mean, can't you just arrive there like a few hours early? I don't see why you have to be there for 2 days.
If Melissa is as careful as I think she is, and I arrived, any earlier than I have to, or any later than I have to, then it could tip her off if she's, keeping an eye in the area.
All right, well, I'll let you make the tactical decisions then.
Well, I really figured somebody would try to stop me here. All right.
Yeah, Torsay looks at Astro and like raises an eyebrow.
Hey, if that's what Rock wants to do, I'm not going to stop him.
This is why he pays him the big bucks. Oh wait.
I'll defer to your expertise here. But listen, don't go killing her indiscriminately.
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
We know that she's part of Manticorp, and she's working with someone because you said she gave you that message from someone else. So if she dies, does the information just go out?
Oh yeah, that's I just kind of figured that she had someone. Well, I guess I didn't really figure that she had someone else she was working with here.
I think she probably has contingencies in place in the event of her untimely demise.
Okay, then why does she want to talk to us at all in the first place? She's trying to extort us?
I don't know.
I mean, that sounds like it to me. I mean, if I was doing this, I would be trying to extort you.
All right, change the plans. I start spitting the rifle barrel to like take it apart.
Hold on, was your plan? I thought your plan was just to back me up. Were you actually just gonna kill her?
Yeah.
After you extracted the information.
That.
What do you mean? I was going to wait for her to walk out of the restaurant and then, just shoot her.
I thought you were just being, you were just there for security.
No, if I was there for security, I would just go in with you.
Dyne visibly facepalms when he says this.
Yeah, do we still want to send someone for security? Is Astro really supposed to go to this by himself?
I don't know. She didn't
I
say
still
to go
think
alone,
sending
did she?
someone for security is probably good, even if you're not visible. She's probably going to do the same.
Yeah.
Well, she knows what we all look like, so there's no point in just, going in there and hiding.
But there could
get a
be
good
the
disguise.
advantage of, if I appear to be alone, and she and like you said, that's why I thought you're taking up like an Overwatch position,
I doubt she would sit next to any windows or anything in the restaurant.
By the way, it's an outdoor cafe.
It's outdoor,
They're going to be
yeah.
outdoors the whole time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Outdoor,
that.
it's public.
It's actually a tiki bar.
Oh, well,
Space,
that's fun.
Space Tiki Bar.
I like those old tiki drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Outdoor
All
cafe,
the umbrellas
huh?
have like the like, what is it, like the coconut frond stuff hanging from them, and like the bar table, has like the like the grass, like the dried grass kind of facade to it. All the drinks are served in like ceramic reimaginings of a coconut with a straw in it, because coconuts don't exist out here.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, would they even be able to get?
So when you tell me it's an outdoor cafe, I go, oh, okay. And I start reassembling the rifle.
Yeah, I still like this plan of you taking up a sniper position. Just, don't assassinate her unless she tries something.
Unless you try something, like assassinating him. And
Unless I'm dead. All right. Well, we'll figure out what she knows, and I guess just have to go from there.
All right. Well, it's going to be a couple of days before the meeting. So as those days are going by, you'd all see the various effects of this announcement have played kind of havoc with the population on Moot, because everyone here, let's just say, does not like the idea of increased Corsex scrutiny in the outer sectors. Let's just say their businesses rely on that not being the case. So it is like a bit of an emergency situation for most groups here. You will also get some people who are reaching out to you, starting with Dyne. You get a message sent to your personal terminal account.
okay.
This hold on. I have it. Don't want to get the name. Yes, you get a message from Dion.
Okay.
He was up until recently on AO station. He sends you a message. It is a text message. You just read on your terminal.
Okay.
He is leaving. He really regrets not being there to help you like finish the stuff, but he will try and stay in communication and send you any updates he thinks of.
Okay.
But he's from the Federation of Former Colonies.
Makes sense.
And he doesn't like being here in the Cygnus state with the current atmosphere. So he is going home. He doesn't feel comfortable staying here if people out there might be on a bit of a witch hunt for people who aren't from here.
Sounds good. Okay. Makes sense.
So he just wants to let you know that he might not be as easily contactable for the near future. But he does leave you a bit of something in the end of the email attached. He has a file that when you open is like a new schematic that he wants you to look at. And you tell me what's on this new schematic.
So on this new schematic is an upgraded heat well to limit the impact of heat as the heat rises. Normally, like my system tends to run hot. This will increase in effectiveness as the system gets hotter. It'll just be more effective at managing it.
It's a custom made heat dispersal system that paradoxically gets more efficient the hotter it runs. So
exactly.
So normally you run into diminishing returns at certain levels, but he has tuned those levels to be when you're operating hot. So it is actually like it is less efficient when you're at normal operating temperatures, but becomes more efficient the hotter your system runs.
Exactly.
Which to most people would be useless, but is exactly what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Good shit.
Also, over that time, you will eventually get a message from Ren. They are actually reaching out to you on their own volition. They send you a message saying, it is just a request for you to get back to them. It basically says, like, I know I haven't had anything for you recently, but I've just hit a wall in an investigation I've been doing. With everything going on right now, I don't feel comfortable reaching out to Corsac on this. Get back to me when you get a chance.
Okay.
And lastly, as you guys are spending the next couple of days kind of waiting to see what's going to happen at this meeting, Jalen reaches back out to you, stating, who's there to accept her message, by the way?
I'll be there. I sure will.
Is anyone not
I'll be there as well.
Yeah, sure, I'll be
I wouldn't be there, I guess.
Rock is not there. Chimera, are you there or no?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, so Rock is not present. Jalen calls in. I just wanted to let you know everything should be nice and squeaky for you, so you're ready to withdraw your well-earned funds whenever you see fit. I recommend you do so now because belts might be tightening soon. I would love to continue working with you, but I think my discretionary account for hiring outside operators might be a little light in the near future.
Yeah, that's understandable. Oh, thanks for the heads up. I think we will be withdrawing our funds.
One last thing. I've been in contact with our mutual friends that you just helped out, and what was her name? The little mousy one. Killis. Killis has
yes.
contacted me, and I hope you don't mind. I gave her your direct info. I think she wishes to speak with you.
All right.
All
I
right,
guess that's
sounds,
okay.
Sounds good. We will contact her when we can.
Sounds good. And if you're ever on Moot again and are looking to lose a few paychecks, I'll save you a seat at the casino. She winks at the screen, but somehow you know it's directed at Astro.
Dyne's just going to roll his eyes and just go, you're probably going to have to kick that old lady off that slot machine first.
Why is she always there?
She never leaves, actually.
And she also wins when she plays it.
She won the last time you left, so
Yeah.
she's probably been playing for months with the money she won from that win.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just how she spends her time. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to do before the meeting? Is there anything else around town you want to get done, or anyone you want to contact? You tell me at this point. Or are we going to Astro's meeting?
There's nothing that I really want to do until I get that stuff back from Tor. So I'm pretty good.
I don't have anything.
Rock, are you just camped out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming I found an entrenched spot somewhere, covered myself with like a tarp or like a camouflage. thing or something, you know?
You probably found
And
a
it's just
high
been there.
rise. You probably found a high rise that's like not very used. And you got up top and you're like, wow, the roof up here has needed repair for years. Perfect. No one ever comes up here.
Stole
Nice.
Astro's invisibility suit. So you're just sitting up there cloaked. No.
All
That's
right.
where it went.
So, Astro, you find your way to the Lime and the Coconut, which is the tiki
nice.
bar
course
that
it is.
you've been
I
made
love it.
reservations at. And as you approach, you can see she has like a nice outside seat that's just like, a little table, has an umbrella on it. She's already been here. Rock, you watched her arrive a while ago, maybe like 10 minutes. She's just been sitting. She like came here, ordered a drink, sat down. She has like a ceramic coconut with a little umbrella and a straw sticking out of it. She's leaned back in her chair. She has oversized sunglasses on, like fake novelty, like large sunglasses, and is just taking sips out of the drink as she waits for you to show up.
The I'm a 1970 actress trying to go out in public sunglasses.
Yes, those ones.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and say, "Well, isn't this tropical?"
I think it's great. I mean, it's so odd. Why would anyone build something like this? I like odd things.
Well, I guess there's no accounting for taste.
You say that, but that's why I find you interesting. You're very odd.
Ouch. Anyway, why am I here?
Because you answered my message and decided to be civil and accept a request from a nice young lady to have a drink.
Okay, and here I am, so let's get to it.
Yeah,
do you
I'll
want?
call the waitress over. She motions her hand to the waitress to come over, who comes over and is like, hi, what can I get for you?
I actually don't want anything, thank you.
Oh, no nonsense. Get him what I'm having. And the waitress nods and walks away.
How very
When
generous.
she raises her hand up, I like tense a little bit.
Yeah.
As I'm
And then you
watching
see-
it, like it's just trained on her the whole time.
Yeah, and then you just see the waitress like from the corner of your scope, and you're like, oh, okay,
Listen, can we just skip the part where we pretend to be all sociable and you just tell me what it is you want?
But this is the fun part.
Fun for you, maybe.
You're too used to being the mouse in the cat and mouse. You should try being the cat sometimes. It's very fun.
I'm neither. I'm just an annoyed person right now.
She
Wondering if I'm
says
wasting my
quietly
time.
to the side, that's what a mouse would say.
Like, fine. I call me a mouse if you like. I don't care.
Okay, I'll stop teasing you, but this might be interesting to you. She slides a packet of papers across the table to you.
Okay. I'll kind of turn up a corner of the papers like they do in like poker tournaments, where you just kind of like sneakily look under the cards.
Fold it up towards you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It appears to be sensor data.
All right. What's this?
Oh, it's just a correlation of coordinates and the drive signature of like a specific ship and where it's been over the past couple of weeks.
I push it back and say, sounds fascinating. I don't know why it concerns me.
Oh, you don't have very much imagination. Oh, did you like my music, by the way?
Your music?
Oh, what I gave you last time.
I didn't listen.
Ah, okay. But
Sorry.
you found it interesting enough to shut down your ship.
Well, one can never be too careful.
interesting that in the course of being careful and shutting down your whole ship, you turned off the security for your ship too.
Listen, I think I know what you're getting at, but I think you're just trying to rattle me.
Oh, I don't need it anymore. I have all the info I need. And she takes out like a little personal terminal that's like a single use one, and then pushes it across the table towards you.
I'll take a look at the terminal.
It is a tracking device that is showing the current location of your ship. When you turned off the security, I just, had a friend make a delivery to your ship. You might want to take it out of there when you find it.
Well, so you tracked me. Big deal. We didn't go anywhere.
She takes a sip from her drink.
And say, truly, I mean, we're laying low.
I know where you've been.
Oh, and where's that?
It's right there in the papers.
Why don't you just tell me?
I know that you were at a location recently that would be very, very interesting to our sometimes cooperators, Corsec. Sometimes competitors too, but you know how business is.
Okay, well, let's say just for the sake of argument that we were there. What is this? Is this blackmail? Extortion? What do you want?
I mean, partially this. This is great watching you squirm.
All right. Well, if that's all, then I guess I'll leave.
Listen, I think that things are happening right now all over that are, let's just say, I'd like to know when things are going down. And I'm willing to not share this information with other interested parties. We can keep it a secret between professional rivals. She smiles at you. All that I want in return is just that you think of me as a close confidant that you give information to, that you confide in.
Lucky me.
I know, you've gained a friend.
I know how to choose them, don't I?
Yes, you do.
All right, well, I don't see I have much choice. Sounds like a business arrangement.
Sounds like that exactly. I'm glad you were reasonable about this. My friend isn't very happy with you all, and he thought we should just give them the data, but I thought we should give you a chance.
Oh, that's very generous of you.
It was good seeing you. Enjoy the drink on me. She puts down like a little credit chip on the table and then smiles at you and then leaves.
All right. Oh boy. Astro says.
Should I let her walk?
Yeah, let her walk. Won't do any good to shoot her. Definitely working with someone else. And right now, she's the only reason we're not outed to Corsec. I'll explain more when I get back.
Do you tell the rest of us what happened?
I want to give Rock an opportunity to notice something here. You've been watching this place very hawk-like the entire time you've been here. Go ahead and give me a pilot check for noticing who her associate is.
Okay, I will call on read a situation.
Absolutely.
Good one.
18.
You have been watching this closely, and from the second she came in, you were more concerned with her. But now that you know that you're more in information gathering mode and kind of let your ability to like quickly perceive what's going on in a place, there is someone still at the bar who is obviously out of place. It's not like they got up and left with her when she left, but they're still at the bar. And as you train your sight in on them, they are... There's not much flesh to them, I will say. And that's why they stand out. They look like someone who has been mostly replaced with machine parts at this point. Like their entire one arm is completely robotic. Half of their face is gone. They're wearing like a big trench coat that hides a lot of the rest of their body, but you can tell that even like below the stool they're sitting at is like feet that have pistons instead of tendons. That is who you think she is working with, because you could tell that they were a little bit interested in the conversation that was going on at that table.
Astro, you said she's working with someone else. If you could, in a few words, rattle the person that she's working with, can you write that down on a note?
Sorry, what? Say again? Yeah, I didn't.
If you could, in a few words, rattle the person that she's working with. I don't know what that entails, but you had the conversation. I didn't.
Oh,
Could you write that down on a note?
She just said the person she was working with was probably the one that put a bug in our ship, and was also the one that wanted to sell the information to Corsac immediately.
All right. Look at 4 o'clock at the bar.
While taking a drink, I'll move my head.
From down here, it is a hulk of a man. You can tell that like they're mostly covered up. They have like a trench coat on that covers most of them, but their arm that's like holding their drink is completely machine. Like the side of their face that's facing you is a little bit in shadow, but is completely reconstructed. And like I described to Rock, like their legs are more pistons than feet.
Yeah.
Like to be fair, I would say that this isn't out of the ordinary. Like you met Ripkus in 2 missions ago, who was also almost completely cybernetic, right? And there's a lot of people who get lit, so to speak, because Lev Integrated Technologies is like popular. And people who have extra money and want to be really good at specific things can get like cybernetic enhancements or replacements. In fact, COMET, that's how you got your jack that you have.
Right.
You know, you got it through them. So like cybernetic implants and replacements are not out of the ordinary, but you notice the person immediately regardless.
Yeah, you know,
It
makes
is
sense.
it is more almost fully reconstruction than it is upgrade.
I think that might be her partner. If you can rattle them somehow by leaving a note on the table, I'll keep an eye on their reaction.
Oh, I got you. Sorry, when you said rattle them, I thought you meant like rattle off who they are. Like, what do you know about them?
Yeah, I get it, Astro.
Just leave the same note on a napkin for him.
Okay, so he'll take a napkin, take out a pen, and say, I know who you're working with. Write that down on the napkin. And he'll go up to the bar, and sit beside him, and say, "What are you drinking there? That looks good."
He like looks at you, sees you, recognizes you, slowly turns his head in your direction. Well, whiskey. It's cheap here. You can tell that he's like gripping his ceramic coconut a little hard, and there are some score marks being left in it by his hand doesn't look sharp, but apparently something near his fingers is like making score marks on the ceramic coconut.
2 well whiskeys. I'll say to the bartender. And when the bartender brings the drinks, I'll slip the napkin under one of the drinks and slide it towards him. And I'll say, "Cheers," and I'll just walk off with my drink.
He watches you leave as he doesn't lift the drink to drink it. He just like picks it up, sets it down next to the napkin, like knowing what you did. Like doesn't make any attempt at hiding what he's doing, just like pushes the drink aside and reads it. And up on top, Rock, you see him like turn and just stare daggers at Astro. He doesn't move, but he sits at the bar, like just like angrily watching Astro leave.
Astro doesn't look back, and he says to Rock, "Well?"
Yes, and also I think you should probably leave.
All right, you don't have to tell me that twice. He was not the friendly sort.
Astro leaves with the coconut in hand. No way.
As Astro leaves, the lime and the coconut.
Yep, he'll down the rest of that shot of whiskey and take off.
How this is going to feel like retconny, but I think this is something I would have done anyways. How likely do you think it would have been, Bob, for me to grab like a tracking device before I had left?
I'd say it's possible. You would have had to know who to go through to get it on short notice.
They're not like we don't have them just available.
No, I would say like a very obvious like LoJack type tracker, like a big bulky tracker that you would like put on the underside of like a car or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could probably get that, but anything less noticeable than that, you would have to know who to get that through.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't have had time for that then.
Okay. I would allow you to press one of your contacts to get it for you quickly at the expense of they're going to want something from you later.
Because
this is basically the equivalent of like, what's it called in this? It's power to cost. When you seek power to cost, you try to get your hands on something. Name what you want. You can definitely get it, but I get to choose some downsides.
I'm not opposed to that, but I think I would just, anyways, it just makes more sense to me to just tail this guy afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is what I'm planning on doing. So.
Absolutely. Well, Astro, you leave the lime and the coconut. You head back to the DBC, I assume?
Yeah, along the way, I'll just fill in Rock with... I'll fill him in on the conversation, what went down, that they had been tracking our ship, so they know exactly where we've been now. And so now the arrangement is to be feeding Melissa information. And yeah, I'll head back to the DBC.
All right.
Basically, I'll tell the rest the same thing. Keep everyone up to date here.
Jeez, Astro, there's something on the ship? Well, we need to get it off the ship then.
Yeah, that's our first priority. When she showed me the terminal with the
You have it.
like
She gave it to you.
Oh, okay. I'll take it out and say, well, here it is. Does it like actually show where on the ship it is?
Curry just takes it from you.
Yeah.
Curry just goes, "I'll take care of it, boss."
Thanks.
Also
Thanks,
destroy
Curry.
that when you're done, because that probably also has a tracker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely get rid of this terminal. And Curry, once you remove that bug, could you give the ship a once over and make sure nothing looks out of whack?
I was going to suggest as much. If someone doesn't mind, I'd like some help because based off of what I'm looking at on this, it's probably wedged behind one of our cargo containers down in the hold. I'm going to want to reorganize the whole hold. So
Yeah.
I also don't want to do that by myself.
I'll give you a hand, Curry.
All right, thanks. Come on, let's go find this fucking... He looks at the thing angrily, like he's angry that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, so the two of you head down to the hold. You like follow the ping on it basically, and yes, it was actually attached to the underside of one of like the cargo containers that has various supplies in it in your hold. He actually has to go get like one of the mechanical lifts in the shop to like lift it up a little bit so you can get underneath it to rip it off. And Curry looks at it and goes, "Well, this is how you can tell it's like corporate tech, it was under that heavy ass crate this whole time and it didn't hurt it one bit. Look, not a scratch on this thing."
Fantastic.
All right, well, looks at mountains of crates. Let's get to work.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, you can like run certain sensor checks to like lift up every crate, like scan each one and move them along. It will just be a time-consuming process. So you two get to work on that. Rock, you are trailing someone. The trailing has not begun yet because the angry man has not left the bar yet. He like watched Astro leave, and then he just turns around and like sits in his chair, like hunched over, and continues drinking his like really cheap whiskey.
Is he trying to get drunk? What's going on?
He's like sipping it, like real.
Okay.
He's just sitting there.
All right.
You gonna wait it out with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been here for 2 days.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured too. So eventually, a few hours later, he does get bored or is just like done doing whatever he's doing. You're not sure. But he does get up. He like slams down like a little credit chip on the table. He hikes up his little coat that he's wearing on his shoulders, flips up the collar on it to cover his face a little bit, and he puts on a hat. So he's like completely in like trench coat with flipped collar and a large brimmed hat, like as he leaves. Like,
ooh, this guy's edgy.
He looks suspicious, but also he doesn't look like a walking robot. So you guess, I don't know. I guess he had to choose between the two.
What's the villain in Resident Evil 2?
Oh fuck yeah, the
was it Nemesis?
No, it was Mr. something, wasn't it? It was I want to call him Mr. Big, but that's not what his name was.
Mr. X.
Mr. X. That's it. Yeah, Mr. X.
He just looks like Mr. X.
Yes, he looks like a robot Mr. X. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
Mr. X kind of looks like a robot.
Fair.
Too,
Yeah. But yeah, like he has a presence. As he's walking down the street, like people get out of this dude's way. How are you following him?
I'm hiding my face, but I'm just probably following him through the crowd.
Okay, so you head back down to ground floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, it would be hard to fall on the roofs because this isn't that kind of city. But
That's fine.
But yeah, you get on the ground, you follow him. Let's go ahead and call this a pilot check. How are you following him without being noticed?
I mean, it's not the first time I've trailed someone. I would just try to keep with them, but not too close, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Follow them through, keep an eye on them.
I'm asking, what trigger are you using?
Oh, act unseen or unheard.
Absolutely. Now, this guy is trained. You notice that instantly when you start following him. This might be a little difficult. As such, you have difficulty on this check.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I did not add the difficulty 1 second. Let me roll
Okay,
that.
so 16 without difficulty. Minus 4, that's still a 12. And to reflect that, it gets a little rocky at some point. He does like double back over his trail at some points. He like intentionally like stops at certain points, and he lights up a cigarette and just leans against a wall to try and like wait out to see if anyone's following him. He eventually puts it out, throws the cigarette on the ground while it's still lit, and just walks away from it. He walks down an alley at one point and turns around, but you were too far back. You were able to keep eyes on him that he doesn't see you in the alley. And you eventually follow him to a small depot, like a little housing depot. These are common for operators from off planet to use, who aren't one of the major underworld organizations. They're almost like rented space. They're not like renting a hotel or a room on the planet. It's more like if you want to rent your own small compound. Right. And he approaches and there are 2 guards at the entrance. And by that, I mean, you recognize them as guards, but the other people who were just walking by probably wouldn't recognize them as guards. There's like a shifty looking dude who's just leaning against the wall. And then there's like a homeless looking man who just has on like too many coats, who's like leaned into a corner. But you can tell they both watch him as he enters the compound and are too alert to be who they're pretending to be.
Does he say anything to them?
No, he like
Not
walks
that I can
past.
hear, but...
Yeah, he walks past them like they don't exist. They're the ones who give themselves away by paying too much attention to him as he enters.
All right. And compound, big area. There's probably other ways in, but also guarded.
Yes, it is. It is a 2-story building. That's from a military assessment, there's probably maybe like 10 rooms in there.
Okay. Oh, well, shit. All right. I'll head back to the ship then.
Okay. You do now know the location that they're, using as their hideout, though.
Yep. When I get back, I'll tell Astro. Yeah, I trailed them. I know where they're at. I know the compound they're staying in. They've got guards here. Who knows how many? Yeah.
Well, that's good. At least we have some information about their operation that could give us leverage in the future.
By the size of the building, I would guess at most they have maybe 12 people at most here on planet at the moment. That'd be pushing it. It's probably less, but...
All right. Yeah, probably a small group. They want to keep it to people they can really trust.
Well, I wouldn't want to go around here mentioning I was from Manticore in this place.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right.
Well, did you get everything taken care of here?
Yeah, Curry removed the tracker, and he's checking the rest of the cargo hold right now.
All right, so what's the play?
Well, we play along with her for now until we can learn more.
I mean, you sure?
Well, she has the upper hand. She has she's the one with leverage here. We definitely don't want our names going out as being part of this recent insurrection against Corsac.
I mean, in light of recent events, I might. I agree, but I have another idea.
well,
It's a pretty bad one.
Hey, I'm open to anything.
We can take her bargaining chip away from her.
Take away the information she has?
Not really, no. I imagine she's got that saved and backed up, and probably if we kill her, we'll go straight to whoever we don't want to,
Yep.
all that, right?
That's safe to assume.
But what we can do is tell everyone that we were a part of it.
Okay. So we get out in front of us.
I mean, I have a feeling Torsay could create a couple of fake-looking navigation charts, real enough, perhaps, but make it seem like we're trying to fool everyone into thinking that we had something to do with it. New Lancer pilots trying to make a name for themselves, bragging about something they didn't do. Seems reasonable, right?
So you're saying,
We tell the truth and frame it as a lie.
yeah, make it look like we're just blowing hot air.
I mean, it's a gambit, but it takes away her bargaining chip.
Where are you having the conversation? And are other people there?
Wherever Astro was, probably on the cockpit. I don't know.
Yeah, but back in the cockpit in the bridge.
Are you having this conversation with or without Torsay present?
Yeah, sure. Wouldn't change anything I said if she was here. Yeah.
Okay. She just goes, well, whether or not it's true, won't Corsac be operating out here more frequently? Like, that'll still put us on their radar, right?
More so, a bit. I mean, I'm sure they'll find out about it if we did do this, right? But there's a chance that they won't really. I mean, who would believe us, right?
Well,
see a team of 4 Lancers going in and taking out everything unseen, unheard like that. Like,
if it's just location data, like Astro said, they could say any reason we were there, or even just haul us in for questioning if they think we were even in the region. I'm not saying don't do it, but I don't know if we're going to attract Corsac heat. Maybe we do that after we see what Ren wanted.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying doing that right now. I'm just saying it's a get out of jail card if we need to use it against her.
If she ever asks us to do anything we're uncomfortable with, we could just say, screw it.
Screw it. And release the information ourselves.
I bet your hacker friend would love to do something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like something he'd enjoy.
And it would all go great until I get pulled in for questioning. I mean, even you guys could get pulled in, and that's fine, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm still having trouble processing that you're more involved.
Yeah. So, I mean, I figured we'd cross that bridge if or when we came to it, but it's a way out.
Well, yeah, I like having that in our back pocket. I say for now, we play along. Buy us some time. And we'll see where that leads us. She didn't have any specific demands when I talked to her. So, I assume I'll be hearing from her again in the future. But we could sort of, buy ourselves as much time as we need. As we can, at least.
Why couldn't our captain had a crazy stalker that just wanted to have sex with him or something?
It would have been way simpler for us.
Well, Yeah, I mean, I'd love a movie Stalker as well, but sadly, I
give
have
him a
less and
look
less
like,
of
really?
those.
All right. So what are you guys doing from here?
I'd go fill in the others on everything that happened and then go take a nap.
Fair. You're back home. You have your bed. Good deal. So you have a couple of days on planet before the info that that Dyne was looking for will come back. So yeah, what are you guys doing? You're still like, you have most of your I would say Curry has already taken care of resupply. He has all that. He said he's checked it all. With Dyne's help, he has checked over the hold, and he's going to by himself go through the rest of the ship and check things on a like room by room basis. But he thinks we're probably okay, because if someone came onto a different part of the ship, there's a higher chance they would have been detected. So he thinks now that the hold's clear, you're probably good, but he leaves that up to your recognizance.
Yeah, and Astro will just say, yeah, I think we're probably good. At any rate, the damage has been done. They got what they wanted. I don't see they have too much incentive to continue tracking us. So I think we're probably safe.
Well, if we have downtime in the meantime, we could always contact Ren. They still want to talk to us.
Yes, Ren wants to talk to us, and also what's her name? Killis?
That's right. Yeah. Actually, so Ren just wants a calm conversation, not in person.
Ren said they were investigating something, and they would appreciate, I guess, our help on whatever they were looking into. It was kind of vague.
Probably vague
Right,
on
but I
purpose.
can't remember if it was an in-person meeting or a comm meeting. Is the question.
It stated to get back to them.
Yeah, I think
So
it was
comms
just like
meeting.
comms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with Killis, I think.
I don't imagine an in-person meeting with Killis would be easy to get to, considering where they probably are.
Yeah, as far as you're aware, they're probably on some capital ship hiding in deep space right now.
Yeah.
Trying to get it fully operational. Meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see what Killis has to say. So Jalen said she was looking to talk to us. Is there like a way we can contact?
They gave you like a contact info. It is up to you whether or not you want to send a message and wait for them to return it, or if you want to direct call them for the extra cost.
Well, we can direct call them. Sure, why not?
So you're going to be contacting Killis. Where are you doing this, and who's present?
I'll just do it on the bridge. I'll set up a comm station on the bridge there. Whoever, I'll let people know. Whoever wants to be present can be.
Is this? I'm guessing this is like the next day or something.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I don't remember. Was I very familiar with Killis?
She is someone you met. She was not very active when you were active.
She was younger, right?
She's on the younger end, but she's like, she's the one who has multiple crews working for her. She's more of like the organized kind of like, more mastermindy with how she sets things up. She's the one who was coordinating the simultaneous strikes on different Corsac holdings all at the same time to provide an opening.
Got it. All right. I will be there, though. Yeah.
Okay.
She's also the one who welcomed you to the rigging and showed you all around.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so you pull up the direct connection. It takes like a minute for Killis to accept. But there she is. She shows up on screen. She is in like a dark room that has like weird accommodations. It almost looks like military style accommodations, Rock. Like looks like bunking room that you'd be familiar with, but it's obviously like a single person's room, almost like maybe an officer's room on a military ship. There's like, you can tell there's like a desk and like personal area and stuff like that. It's not as cramped as like normal, like steerage level kind of like crew cabins would be. But she responds pretty quickly and goes, there you are. One, thank you. You all did amazing, by the way. Since this is the first time I'm talking to you since the operation. I'm going to be honest.
You guys did amazing.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't sure what kind of chance we had. But I'll tell you that with the impression you made on all the crews before the mission started and how you pulled off everything on planet, there are a lot of people calling you the heroes of the uprising.
Aw, gee. Kicks at the ground.
I'm just gonna shove Astro a little rudely and say like, well, that's great and all, but maybe the attention's not necessarily what we want right now.
Oh, trust me, we're not talking to anyone who would need to know. We made contact with your friends, the Noblesse affair. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm surprised at how helpful they are. Can you give me some more info on them? They're a little creepy.
I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, we probably don't know too much more than you. We suspect they're the ones pulling the strings behind some of these mines that have been blowing up in the Outer Worlds lately. One of those operations that we were directly involved with, but it's been happening elsewhere as well. And they have access to some very impressive tech.
I noticed.
Your guess is as good as mine as how.
Between the ship techs we got from the affiliation and the help we're getting from the Noblesse, this ship will be fully operational soon. Which brings me to something I wanted to discuss. I assume you've all seen the transmissions from the core?
That we have.
That can't have been our ship. We were limping away from that shipyard with a half operating ship.
I know. It has to be propaganda.
But what I'm saying is, did they use one of their own capital ships to bombard one of their own planets?
That's what
Killis, you joined the Resistance for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
This shouldn't surprise you as much as...
Okay, maybe you're a little bit more jaded than me. That's crazy. Yeah, I think they've done some horrible shit, but that's destruction we haven't seen on that scale. Not at least for the last few decades.
I have to admit that would take the cake. Is there any chance this could have been digitally altered, or maybe it's all fake?
To tell you the truth, this is exactly the kind of things we would go and investigate to see what's going on, but we don't really have the resources right now.
Either way,
that's nice. As I get the feeling she's hinting.
Neat. Well, good luck with that. Bye.
Yep. Okay. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.
Regardless, we got a major win. Almost everyone came back. And we're steaming ahead. I know you all. Well, this isn't going to be easy. I know, Rock. You knew everyone from before. So this might be a little hard to hear. But not everyone came home.
I didn't expect that they would.
Well, it does leave us in an odd situation because Verve didn't make it. And, well, everyone kind of thought he would be running the show now.
Who is?
Well, right now, that's a little up in the air. A lot of people say me, and other people say Kato. And we're not sure how to... She smiles like, I don't really know how to say this, but there's a little bit of a fracturing in morale that we're figuring out right now.
That's bad.
Yeah. Kato, I think Kato's great. And a lot of people really look up to them. They are a little bit more of a firebrand and a little bit more reckless, which is great on the field, but I don't know if that should be dictating our overall strategy. While other people would look at how I deal with things and say, maybe I'm too calculating or slow to move. As you can see, there is a mismatch of leadership styles going on here.
Are you telling us that this for a reason? Not that I'm not concerned and want to help.
Well, I think you should know, since you know us, and we are probably going to continue being in contact with you. It's just, I know you know Kato and Verve from before, and things are getting complicated. And I think we worked great together. We might be able to use help in the future, and now that we're up on our feet, we want to pay you back too, for where you got us. I imagine some of our ideals align, and it'd be great to work together in the future. She looks off in the distance a little bit. Things are a little turbulent right now with how quickly Corsac responded and how aggressively they responded. So, yeah. We're in a better place than we were 3 months ago, but we're in a worse spot than we thought we'd be if this worked out.
Well, if you need help, Astro's got some captaining experience. So, if you want him to take over.
She smiles and laughs a little bit. Thank you. I appreciate the levity. But, yeah, Kato and some people are going to be headed back to the what did I call it? What was their base called? Why did I lose it out of my head? It was
now I'm trying to remember too.
It was like the shipyard or the asteroid station or gosh darn. Why do I do this? The rigging. Kato and some of my officers are going to be heading back to the rigging to make sure everyone there is okay. Getting some of our resources. We're going to need more things on the ship here. I just want to open lines of communications with you all, because we might be working together in the future.
Yep. I appreciate that, and you know, I think we would be glad to work with you in the future. We helped you start this thing. Wouldn't be right for us to just disappear.
And
the face of the galaxy.
an old man asked me to pass along his hello to you. His name was Heathcote.
Yes.
He knew we were in contact with you, and he wanted me, I guess, to say hi on his behalf. He is like an oddly... Did he, like, psychoanalyze you all when he met you?
I think that's very possible he did.
Okay. Because he's, like, been offering me training and stuff. I don't know. Just a little weird. Anyway.
He seems to know a lot more than he lets on.
Well, anyway, in addition to what the affiliation was paying you, I just want to let you know that we have some interesting things we want to share with you as well, since the way we work here is that everyone who is a part of a job gets part of the spoils. And I have to tell you, some of the things on this ship were pretty interesting. So I'm going to be sending some information to your computers. Take a look over it. I might be able to get you some more detailed schematics sent over, or if you even need like a prototype shipped out to you. I think they had some this was their newest ship, and I think they were like pulling out a lot of the stops. I don't know how long it'll take us to get some of these things online, but like, we're probably just going to replace them with normal turrets for now until we can figure them out, but you guys might be interested in them.
I'm sure we will be.
All right. Well, fly safe and keep your nose clean.
Thanks, Killis. You too.
All right. That's the end of the message.
I'll ask anyone who's interested. In that broadcast from before, do we know what planet was being bombarded by the capital ship?
Yes. They said it during the broadcast, but it might not have meant anything to you, so I could see why. But this is like publicly available information, so I will just tell you straight out when I find it written down in my notes. That they didn't name the planet that was being bombarded, but they said it was in the Gantilleri sector.
All right. See what maybe we can pull some news feeds or something from that sector. See if we can learn anything more about what happened there.
That's certainly something we can do with our downtime. Do we want to contact Ren now and see what kind of job they have for us?
Yeah, maybe they even know something about this. Like they may have gotten some information.
Yep.
Or it's possible whatever that they're doing has to do with what was it called? The Noesis. As I recall, wasn't that the name that they... The guy who was piloting that mech when we first arrived there, wasn't he part of them or something? I don't know, it's been a while.
I don't have a lot of memory of that, because if you'll recall, I was trapped in a concert the whole time.
He said he was like a paladin or something of the Noesis
Wait.
Mandate.
Right, that's why it sounded familiar.
Alright, we should probably contact Ren. I believe they...
It might be a little bit more than the harmless cult I thought they were.
I kind of shake out as if I was like lost in thought, in a bit of a stupor when you start talking about this, and go, oh yeah, I have some data on that too. You know
Oh.
that? Yeah, you know the data about the alien mech and ship and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I made a copy of it before we sent it over.
And you're telling us this now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come clean. Sorry, not clean. I'm gonna ask you right now. Is there anything else you're withholding from us, Rock? Because it seems like we've had 2 revelations in the last week around you.
Probably.
Well, I for one,
we're waiting.
I for one like the initiative.
I don't mind you sharing the data. I just am tired of these surprises. I kind of want some normalcy at this point.
At
Nothing
the time,
we do
I
is
took
normal.
Okay, at the time I took it and was holding on to it as a bargaining chip in case Winchester did anything. Something to get off our backs, something that we could go public with if I needed to. I was holding it just because it seemed useful after we got out of there, but I mean, now it's starting to come back, so it seemed relevant to tell you.
All right, well, let's crack it open then.
I mean, all right, I'll go get it. And I go get the was it WMD or whatever?
Pulls it out of his pocket. No.
Yeah, I'm just holding on to it. No, I keep it in like a secure place in my room.
Yeah, it's on a a little UMD drive.
UMD, that's what it is. Yeah.
Little
Safest technology in the universe.
Very advanced.
I'll just hand it over to you guys if you want to do something with it. It's up to you.
All right, yeah, he just hands you like a little cassette type thing with a disc in it, which is what a UMD is, basically. This has data on it.
Have you looked at the data at all, Rock?
It didn't seem relevant or important to me. I wouldn't be able to make heads or tails of it. No, I've not really looked at it.
All right, well, we can pop it in our computers here and analyze it, but I'd say let's call Ren first and see what they want.
Okay, are you guys calling Ren?
I don't recommend telling Ren about this, by the way. They might be pretty upset that I did it.
Yeah, let's not mention that.
So just putting that out there for our call.
Yeah, we'll keep this card to our chest for now.
All right. Ring, ring.
Call Ren.
All right. You send the message out, and it takes maybe like 10 minutes before you get a connection. When Ren appears on screen, they are in like a dirty jumpsuit. Like completely different than how you're used to seeing them, right? Their hair is like pulled back with like a tie on it, like in a bun. They have like a big overall just covered in oil. They have like their wrists. They have like the Velcro thing on the wrists where you pull it tight so things can't get into the jumpsuit. And big gloves on, and they sit down in front of the thing. Like it turns on as they're sitting down, and Ren sits down. He goes, "Oh, well, it's good of you to finally get back to me."
Yes. What can we do to help?
Well, I'm sure you noticed that things are a little weird right now, galactically. And I always said that, with my patronage comes the little requirement that I get you on retainer when I need you. So I'm calling you in.
Yeah, fair enough. We did agree to this. And as it so happens, we're heading towards AO Station anyway.
Oh, how serendipitous. So you won't mind then. Great. So ever since my station was broken into by desperate mercenaries and some weirdo. And then it was turned upside down again by Corsac. I decided to do some of my own research. Something didn't quite sit right with me, how everything ended there. So I've been looking into things. And I have various business connections. You have to understand I'm very important. And let's just say I think I've discovered information on some group operating in the shadows that is moving. She's like, they start like gesticulating with their hands in like large ways, moving things around to make other things happen
behind the scenes.
And on whose behalf are they?
I'm glad you're so interested. I'm hiring you to figure that out for me.
Ooh, sounds like a mystery.
Oh, I just love it when people are interested in their job. It makes them more effective.
Eveline's just grimacing like, what the hell is going on?
Considering we're on retainer anyway, might as well try to be interested.
Mostly, I figured you all would be a good fit because you're independent. And you don't have any ties with the corpse. In fact, most of them don't like you right now, which in this situation is helpful to me. I need you to look around, find some things. I have leads. Don't worry. I'm not sending you out into the darkness of space with nothing but your eyes and ears. I do have some leads to follow up on. So when you all arrive on Eos, we'll have a nice big meeting. I'll buy you all dinner. You can all have rooms. It'll be great. It'll be just like old times. But then I will give you everything you need to start your job.
Sounds good, Better than the suicide missions we've been going on.
Suicide missions?
Yeah, it's a topic for another day, maybe.
Oh, well, I'm very interested now. But these calls cost money, and we can talk when you arrive. I would appreciate if you don't reach out or give away what I'm doing to Corsac. Something is odd about how they're acting right now, and it almost feels like they're using this as an opportunity to tighten their grip on everything. I know some other independents operating out there who are being strong-armed into joining up fully with the core or making it more difficult for them to stay independent. I'm made of firmer stuff, but I imagine some of my friends and business associates might be pushed to action by recent events.
Yeah, that would fall
Do
in
you
line
think
with
any
what
of
we've been
them
seeing.
might be pushed the opposite way because of it?
Yes, and that also worries me. I don't like the idea of conflict. I'm prepared for it always, but I don't like it. So making sure that doesn't happen would be good for me.
I'm guessing that
Fair
means
enough.
you don't want to choose sides.
No.
I'll just shoot a look at Rock.
Well, regardless, it's good to see you all safe and healthy. When you arrive, like I said, I'll buy you all dinner and we'll trade stories. I can't think of anything else right now. I need to get back to the engine. Bye-bye.
Look forward to it. Bye, Ren.
As the message shuts off.
Bob, just to confirm, like, Red looked really, really frazzled, right?
Let me put it this way. Based off of what they said in the end, they were probably just working on something mechanical. And like when they got your message, like wheeled out from whatever engine they were working on to run to their computer. Because they were in like a jumpsuit stained with oil. Like they had on like, like a blue jumpsuit with like work gloves. Their hair was tied back. Their face was covered with grease, right? They were probably doing some work on something. Yeah.
What's wrong with being covered in grease and wearing a jumpsuit? I don't understand.
It's just it's it's surprising how much their fashion sense looks like yours when they have no fashion sense.
Wow. Everyone's been attacked a lot these last few episodes.
But yes, they were doing some work, so they were wearing work clothes. That is what you intimate from the conversation.
I'm just trying to read the mood a little bit, just because I'm trying to figure out actually even the fact that they're working on some kind of engine. I wonder if this is something they normally do, or is this a special situation?
You do know that they're handy. When you met Ren originally, they were locked in a control station in the depths of their own space station and operating all the controls there themselves.
So they're fairly competent,
As far as we can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they have other things going on, is what I would say.
That's about what I was reaching for, because we never did see much of the outcome from the CORSEC investigation, other than things have been turned upside down.
Other than the CORSEC ships coming in as we were leaving.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like Ren has a pretty hard stance regarding their independence. I don't know how much luck we're going to have convincing them to join up with Jalen.
We don't have to convince them. We just have to tell them. So,
wasn't the deal contingent on Ren teaming up with Jalen and the association?
The deal was for us to put in a good word.
Okay, well, I guess we could do that, but we know how it will turn out, most likely.
Yep, you're right.
At any rate, I'm not sure the information is that useful anymore. We know we don't know that we've been ID'd by anyone in CORSEC, but we do know that at least Melissa Honora was, has proof we were there.
We don't know if Melissa hasn't told them yet, too, or not.
Right.
The only thing I think saving us from that is if she wants Astro to give her information, getting us caught by CORSEC doesn't seem helpful for that.
This is true. Yeah, that's the line she's gonna have to toe.
This all keeps getting more complicated. Why can't you guys be normal?
I think normal is out the window as soon as I bought the DBC.
So,
yeah.
It will take you, if this is where you're going, it will take you 7 days to get to AO Station. Is this what you plan on doing?
I am for this course of action. I think we should head to AO Station. I think we should talk with Ren and take on the job.
I will say you at least know AO Station is a good place, a good hub for materials.
Right.
It's a good place for you guys at least maybe to do your downtime, reassemble your mechs, get back up to fighting shape and whatnot. I mean, I know Rock has contacts there for the people who originally helped him kit out his mech originally. CHIMERA, the person you trained with to learn how to be a better pilot, is on AO Station. They have mechanical, they have plenty of mechanics on hand and stuff like that.
I would have scored some materials from Honora before we left.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you replenished
everything.
I'm sure that you at least have one giant crate in your hold right now that just says drill, do not touch.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Fear the drill.
That means you, Astro.
Yeah, another label underneath that means you, Astro.
Excuse me.
All right, so
Goes out of his way to like touch the box whenever he walks by.
Whenever he walks
Yes.
by, he just runs his finger along the box.
Actually, I actually have a camera. This is counting the number of times the Astro's touching it, so Evelene
It
can hang
seems
it
like
over
a
his
lot
head.
of work.
Yeah, it does.
It's just a motion sensor. I mean, you got a little tracker on Astro, and then just every time Astro goes nearby and touches the box, a counter goes up by 1.
So it's a motion sensor specifically for Astro.
So
Yes.
it's you that put the tracker on the ship.
Shh!
Let's
You don't
throw
know this
Evelene
yet.
off the airlock.
This is the fourth wall. No one knows this.
All right, yeah. So I think we're heading to AO station, unless anyone objects to that course of action.
I don't.
Let's do it.
Yeah, at the very least, we rebuild some mechs, run some repairs, because 2 of us are down a mech.
Say we're
Sadly.
currently at half capacity, quite
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
Well, as you guys get everything together, prep the DBC for travel, get the various supplies from Honora into the ship that will help you rebuild your mechs, you get ready to take off. As you are traveling to AO Station, it is impossible for you to not notice one more big news report. As you're traveling that kind of goes out. It's one of those kind of like mission accomplished, big win, Corsac really showing off like this is what it means for us to take things seriously. As a news report comes in of a video feed showing Corsac and their new Inquest fleet traveling out to, and it doesn't specify these things to their mostly core audience, but it just is labeled for them, and the pundit, like depending on what station or what corp you're getting this info from, the pundits are either have text over top of it or talking over it, explaining what's going on to people, but to most people it's just like some outer world or outer system, not part of the core. As you see the fleet going through space, approaching what appears to be a small asteroid field in deep space. And you realize just before something happens that this is video of the rigging as the fleet arrives and destroys it.
Oh, shit.
The amount of firepower they bring to bear is frankly overkill. You've been to the rigging. You think a few determined mechs probably could have blown the thing up. It was mostly an asteroid station, a hideaway, just a safe place for the Astro Uprising to hide out while they were putting themselves back together. And you watch one of the strongest fleets in the known galaxy blow it up like it's a military installation. And the various pundits and the news stations all talk about this like some big wins, destroying some cell of extremists on the Outer Rim. But you know that was once the hiding place of the Astro Uprising.
We also know that Kato was there.
For the last you heard, Killis said that some of her lieutenants in Kato were going to the rigging to help people transition to the what they're now calling the Aster Fleet. That is going to be their assemblage of ships plus the capital ship that they stole. They were in the process of helping people transition from one to the other.
Killis herself wasn't going, right?
That's correct.
Oh no, that's not good, though.
It is what it is.
And
There's really nothing we can do.
I guess that settles the debate for who's in charge now.
well, we don't know what happened yet.
Kato might not have arrived.
Or already
Can we-
left.
Yeah.
Should we message Kellis?
I almost think we shouldn't. Just avoid attention from us for a bit.
I don't. Guys, they need help.
Yeah, I think we need to get in contact with Killis. This is
Alright
pretty
then.
big.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this since we talked to Killis before, and she mentioned that they had losses, but I was thinking about going to help them. When we get to EO Station, I might take a ship out.
Well, I wouldn't blame you. I think that we have similar minds, or at least we're not opposed to the idea. But it might be worthwhile to at least hear what Ren has to say, in case we can kill two birds with one stone.
Evelyn, I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
I know you're talking about leaving the crew, but I'm saying is we might be also interested in helping. But I can't speak for everyone.
Let's not jump to any conclusions here. We still need to get to AO Station for repairs. We still need to gather more information. We don't know exactly what happened yet. And we know the rigging's gone, but we don't know who was on there and how this affected them yet. We need to talk to Killis, and we need to talk to Ren before we start speculating.
All right,
But,
then. Shall
you
we
know,
call Killis?
Rock, you know, you do what you need to do. You have my support.
And I think that is where we're going to call today's session. And with that, this is going to be the end of Season 1 of Lancer Gig. I want to thank everyone who's joined us on this journey for starting the first show up through the end here. And I wanted to make sure that we got to the part where things are really changing before we called this. For those of you who are following along live with us, we're going to take maybe a month or so off of posting new videos while we figure out what's coming next. But be sure, we'll be back with Season 2 of Lancer and see what happens to the galaxy next.
I
More
have
big
no
changes,
idea
I'm
what's
sure.
gonna happen. Yeah.
All right, well,
It's going to be interesting.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.